Hi guys and welcome to Thrasson.com. This is Mohit Soni. What is in front of you is the Bajaj Pulsar N160. Apologies for not being outside today because it's raining extremely hard in Bombay and Pune, and we're unable to stand outside and give you a very good look of the bike on the outside. But of course you will see us riding it in the real world, so I think that should suffice because we've already seen this on our channel. It's the same design as the N250. We've put a road test, we put a track review and a bit of a road test where we rode the bike in real life and we showed you it in the real world, so that remains the same. You'll also see later in the video how it looks in the real world while riding. So this design, because it's very familiar, we're going to be very brief about it because it's a very handsome looking motorcycle. I like the way the tank is done. I think the tank extension could have been better though. The lower part here looks nice. It's a good attention to detail. The tailpiece, the side panel, the seats, the grab handle, the tail lamp, the number plate holder, the tank, the handlebar, all remains the same. The only thing here, this is now black instead of grey on the 250 set. It's got the same instrument cluster with just about enough features such as trip, distance to empty, odo, gear indicator, time is on offer, and the same palm grips are on offer. Lovely, well finished motorcycle. What is here, quality is also really good. It's a very good looking, very clean motorcycle because it's finished well. It's got good quality going for it, and we really like this motorcycle because the way it looks. And I've shown you the features which we've explained previously as well. This, of course, let me start up and show you. That is the segment first LED projected along with LED DRLs, which looks really nice. And I'll also show you what the tail lamp looks like. They look pretty impressive as the 250, and like any other Pulsar, it also looks really nice. Since we are starting this motorcycle, we started the motorcycle. Let me show you, let me make you hear what the new underbelly exhaust looks like this, and this is what it sounds like. It's a nice throaty exhaust note from the 160. It is substantially different from the Pulsar 250 twins, but at the same time, despite being a 160, it's got bass. It's very grunty and it's really nice. And yeah, that's what the motorcycle is all about. The N160 debuts with this black color with the grey matte stickers all around it. The rear section is all black, and so is the lower half. And this is the new thing over the 250s, is that the black color makes its way. And like we shown you in the previous video, the 250F also got the black, and we explained you that bike over there in that different video which we uploaded earlier. And yeah, that's what the motorcycle is in terms of design, features, the way it looks, how it's made, really good quality. Now let's jump to the ergonomics and the riding part. So what is the Bajaj Pulsar N160 like to ride? Well, this is clearly one of the best Pulsars till date. We've told you about it earlier, and this 160 continues to impress with this Family 2 engine. The Family 1 engine is of course the Pulsar 250 engine. The Family 2 engine is about the 160 range, because we know for a fact that we should expect more motorcycles from these two engines that are going to be built. And of course the Avengers will follow, but there will be more motorcycles as well, and that's for sure, because Bajaj has worked so hard on these engines that it truly delivers and it deserves to be in more body forms. Let's begin with the engine, because this 160cc engine is 2-valved, air cooled, but it is so smooth, so refined, with twin spark plugs that are on offer, that it is amazing. Because earlier Bajaj's R&D team used so many technologies. I said triple, back in the day with the NS series, they used triple spark plug and 4 valves and fast speeding crankshafts and all of that to make it better. But this time they've used normal components, normal pistons, crankshafts and heads and all of that. But at the same time, what they've done is basically tuned it to perfection, like tune it again and again and again to get the best combination of refinement, power and fuel efficiency. Because the low end performance is really good. It finally feels very close to the Apache RTR 160 in the way it delivers power. Finally the Pulsar feels very peppy. It is still tall geared, but it is not overly tall geared. So at the same time, they've made sure that they deliver the power at low end really well, because that is what the rider always looks forward to in this segment. And when that happens, what happens is the riding experience just keeps on getting better, and the first impression is feel like, yes, the engine is very peppy, and that is what the N160 feels like. It feels very focused. It's got a good low end, it's got excellent mid range, and a very good tailored power band, which means that the top end is also really you can extract it to the max very quickly. It doesn't feel absolutely relentless like how it used to feel. It feels like it feels like it will get all those 16 horsepower and get all that 14 newton meters down the road and deliver that top speed really quickly. Earlier that was the way Pulsars used to be, but now you have to deliver really quickly on your promises and on the way the horsepower and torque is. So that's a bit of a downer when you consider the old Pulsar's legacy, but at the same time we knew for a fact that the GPS numbers were similar to what they are now. So basically you're getting the same performance, but that feel is now gone, where it feels like it can do that bit of extra top speed. That's not going to be there, because the top speed era also is over. Now everybody looks forward to riding dynamics, how peppy the motor is on a daily basis, how good it is till 100-120 kilometers an hour, and safe riding and better riding is always was supposed to take over, and it has finally taken over. And the engine at the same time is very refined, very smooth. I like the throaty and very sporty exhaust note that is on offer with this motorcycle, as it has an underbelly underbelly fairing as well as an underbelly exhaust. So that makes the soundtrack also really impressive. It almost matches with the 250. So all that displacement and torque that is not here, and it still sounds so nice, is again a commendable feat by Bajaj to get it. And riding it, opening the throttle all the time has been really rewarding, and we can't wait to spend more time with this bike because it's so easy to ride as well. The clutch is light, the gearbox is super smooth, and it's one of the best gearbox. It's better, this gearbox is better than my KTM and any other KTM, and the Dominars that we have also been riding as long term. This gearbox is even better than that. And what is also really impressive is the brakes. Our test ride bike did not have great brakes, but when we got us a separate bike to ride again, the brakes were phenomenally better than that bike. That bike had a bit of an issue, but after that our impression of the brakes completely changed, because the braking is also so sharp. The lever bite, the feedback from the lever, the initial bite, the performance, the way it comes to a halt is very impressive. The dual channel ABS has it has the characteristic to up your mindset, because once you have dual channel ABS now, what happens is that you brake with much more confidence and authority, and both brakes you press really hard, they don't lock up, and it comes to a halt really well. So the dual channel ABS is more of a mind game, because we all know the front brakes are really good, but at the same time having dual disc brakes is really good, because in the future things are going to get messier. The road traffic always keeps on getting increasing, and it's best that you go for the dual channel ABS. It's here, and that it will force you to do better braking, and that is what you need on the track. On the road it's really impressive. Why do I say at the track? Because the handling of the Pulsar N160 is very good. The side-to-side transitions feel so flawless. The rake, the way you enter a corner with the low rake also makes the Pulsar N160 very very good bike to tip into corners, and then at the same time it feels very stable. The wheelbase is also quite high. It gets everything from the dual channel variant, exactly gets everything from the Pulsar 250. So handling is very good. It feels very stable in the corners. It feels very stable on the highway, even at 100-110 kilometers an hour. At the same time engine feels a bit stressed, but then again the stability from the bike is so good, even in wet and dry conditions both, thanks to the amazing tires that are on offer with this bike. It just makes life really easier. Of course we could have seen much more stickier tires on this, but then again those are reserved for better or bigger bikes. What we saw in the NS series, if you can get those tires on this bike, absolutely surreal performance can be expected. And riding it in the city is also really good. Like I told you, the clutch and gearbox are amazing, but it feels so nimble, so light, that you'll just love to ride this bike in the city as well. The ride quality can feel a bit stiff. The 250's balance was spot on because it was a bit heavier and the suspension was tuned in that way, so the ride quality, at the same time the handling was brilliant. Here the weight is gone, and the bit of a tuning of the suspension, I think a lack of it at the back, has made this bike a bit more stiffer. And I think if you can adjust the payload to your liking, then there is no way that you will need anything else. It's just a preload setting. I think one setting down and you will be really happy with this vehicle, because the ride quality, the ease of use, the fantastic handling, the great brakes, tires, suspension, engine, all come together so well that it at the same time it sounds and feels like a Pulsar to a very large extent. That elevates the riding experience. And how simple engineered motorcycles can be so good, you have to ride the Pulsar N160 to believe it. And if you're in this segment, just go ahead and buy this bike, because the Apaches always has had a different approach, but this approach is new, and it retains the legacy. I think that's the best thing to have right now. Best of modern world as old school behavior. I think that's the best combination, and that is a fact that the engineering is so high, and it deserves a special mention, and you need to ride it to believe it. And like I said, if you are in the market for a 160, just go for the Pulsar N160. You will not be disappointed in any area. The ergonomics, the comfortable seating, the very good pricing for the single and dual channel ABS, all makes this motorcycle an absolute tempting option. The looks from the Pulsar 250 already are really impressive. The N160 is and I don't see any reason why you should not consider this bike. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure you like it, share it, subscribe. Stay tuned to our website and social media for everyday updates. Until then, goodbye.